We want to thank our sponsors, Creative Artist Video Production, for all of your video needs. Snellville Heating and Air, serving Monroe and Walton County since 1988, for all of your heating and cooling needs. And Creative Signs. No sign is too large or too small for Creative Signs.
Hello, my name is Anita Peters with Peters Realty Professionals in Loganville, Georgia, and I have some beautiful homes to share with you today. Information deemed reliable but not guaranteed. Some of the featured homes are HUD properties, and any registered HUD agent can show and sell you a HUD home. Thanks so much for watching.
Hello, we are so excited to be here today for the ribbon cutting and grand opening for El Cubanito. We have Julian here, who's the owner. Before I turn it over to him, we have Larry Bradley here, who's on the Monroe City Council, and we'd like for you to give him a welcome from the city.
Well, I'm glad to. Julian, welcome to downtown Monroe.
Thank you.
You know, it's exciting from the city standpoint to see what's happening, particularly in downtown this last couple of months of new businesses coming in, and yours just caps everything off. I want to encourage everyone, though, when you come here, I've had several different things to eat and drink, here from Julian. The one thing I want to recommend to people is not the Cuban sandwich. It's a great sandwich. But what you really want to look for is this hot chocolate that he has, that he served during the chocolate walk a couple of weeks ago. The way he shaves the chocolate and whatever. He does some special things to hot chocolate. So have that along with your Cuban sandwich and other things going on. But Julian, welcome again to downtown Monroe.
Thank you, Mr. Bradley. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bradley. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
So, Julian, we're so glad to have you as part of the chamber and part of the city of Monroe and Walton County. So tell us a little bit about the restaurant.
Well, the restaurant is an authentic Cuban cuisine to an extent, obviously. I don't cook here, but I do make everything else. I have the authentic Cuban sandwich, of course, all the Cuban desserts, Cuban pastries. The bread and the pastries are baked every morning for me. Yeah. So that's always good to know. We have the signature sandwich, of course. It's, like you said, it's not the Cuban, even though it's an incredible sandwich. It's the Elena Ruth, which is the turkey breast, strawberry jam, and cream cheese. And by the way, strawberry jam it's homegrown, as I call it. It's made by a local lady. Okay. So I've been getting it from her ever since. And again, all our pastries, all our coffees and teas. I have whole teas from all over the world, and non-trade, non-chemical, all chemical-free teas. Of course, all kinds of coffee from the Bucci, which is the Cuban espresso, and that alone will get you going in the morning.
I need to
say something else. But that will get you going in the morning. Of course, the café con leche, which is more milder with 2% milk, of course, and the lather and the Cuban coffee shot in it, of course. And all our Cuban desserts are all homemade, from our flan to our bread pudding. What can I say? It's all incredible. It's all delicious. It's all fresh. And come on down.
Okay, so you mentioned pastry, so you're open for breakfast?
Yes, ma'am. We open every day at 9 a.m.
Okay.
I was opening earlier, but I guess it's not time yet. But I will be open earlier as time comes up, and I know more people come out earlier, so I will be open earlier then. Okay. But right now I'm opening 9 till, and 6 for now, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 9 to 10 p.m. Okay. Like the rest of the town, which is the later hours for those 3 days.
Okay, so you're open Monday, Tuesday.
I'm opening Sunday through Wednesday, 9 to 6. Okay. Thursday through Saturday, 9 to 10. I'm open 7 days a week.
Very good, very good. Now tell us what your address is.
Our address is 129 North Broad Street, right across from the Walton Tribune. Always helps. And my phone number here is 678-635-7433. Come on down, say hi to myself and our staff, which is an incredible staff that I have right now. And I'm sure you all will have a nice experience.
Very good. Now, so you have tables here, so you have seating for people to come here to eat.
Absolutely. You can dine in or dine out. I've got outdoor dining also, and I also have dining next door with a Wi-Fi room. Got a Wi-Fi living area being finished off now. So you actually come in and enjoy our free Wi-Fi, which is already up and running. And there'll be indoor, outdoor seating. There'll be seating next door also with a whole 150 books to read from, choose from for reading. Again, just enjoy yourself, nice quiet coffee, or come outside and join the crowd out here, or like I said, outside dining on a beautiful day like today.
Okay, you can also do a call-in order and pick up?
Absolutely, you can call in all you like. We also have free delivery.
Okay, awesome.
Within the Monroe area, downtown Monroe area.
Okay.
God, what else? Let me see.
Well, it sounds great. So we invite you all to come out and check them out and try them out and have lunch or breakfast or dinner.
Absolutely.
Or all three.
All three, right?
Yeah.
We're here till 10, so be glad to
Awesome.
see you all.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you very
Are
much.
you ready to go outside and cut the ribbon?
Let's go cut the ribbon.
Okay.
Thank you.
One, 2, 3. Woo!
We're gonna do this kind of in an informal way, and Mr. Larry, you want to come up here? You're on the council person here right now, aren't you? Look at all these dignitaries up here, Tracy. Everybody has to stand 20 minutes later. We're not gonna roast Tracy. I told him to let some of y'all say some things, but you know, Tracy was policing here, and I had some old dogs, and I wasn't policing. I thought I was going to do something else with my life, and ended up in what I wanted to do since high school anyway. So Tracy come over there, and I had this old cat that my wife had brought home, and when the first time I saw it, I looked at the cat, and I said, "You need to take it back where it come from." And she informed me that, you know, that was her house too. So the cat stayed there, and the cat actually become my cat. And I never cared nothing about a cat in my life. I'd work the mill and I'd come home and that old cat was my buddy. Well, there's some old dogs got after that cat one day, and I was telling Tracy, I said, "Them dogs come back in my yard, I'm gonna shoot them." Because he was explaining to me that, you know, that was against the city ordinance. And I said, "Well, I hope you don't have to lock me up, but if they come back over here, I'm gonna kill that dog." So Tracy took care of them, and we got a couple of things that we're going to go ahead and present to Tracy. And then I got him to make some notes about the changes he saw since he come to work here 33 years ago. That's long. How many people I got in here less than 33? Okay. But anyway, they all people in here less than 33 years old, so he's worked for the city of Monroe Police Department longer than y'all have been alive. But the first thing I want to present to him is a plaque, and says, "Since 1821, City of Monroe Police Department, in sincere appreciation to Tracy Johnson for your faithful service and commitment to the citizens of Monroe, your fellow officers in the Monroe Police Department, March 15, 1981 to March 15, 2014. That's a long time in police. Mr. Mayor, I'm going to let you kind of hand it to me. There you go. Take some. Come on.
Yeah.
Do that to you. Your very best hand. We done him a little shadow box, and then each is kind of, I'll show it to y'all before he gets to see it, and it's kind of a simple thing, but yet it's, you know, it goes back to when he come to work here, and it goes over 4 kind of time periods in the police department with 4 different badge designs. And anyway, again, Mr. Mayor, if you want, we want to let him look at it too. Yeah. Till it's over with. Yeah, what about it? Well, one thing thing you didn't look at, you didn't look at that last badge in there. And you probably should have. But anyway, effective on that date, your retired rank is lieutenant. So there's your ID card and your badge, and you got a wallet, and it's got a badge in there too, I think, or some money or something. Agencies across the nation, and that's the presentation of his duty weapon. So what I want to tell you is I love you and appreciate you. I'm going to let the mayor, he's going to tell you something.
Well, just on behalf of the city, you know, it's 33 years. It's 33 years? 33 years, that's a long time really to serve anywhere. But I think the citizens of Monroe has been blessed in your service, and I know the police department has, and you know, words just can't express how much you've done for the city of Monroe. And we just really appreciate it. We hate we're going to lose you, but I know you're going to enjoy that retirement. So congratulations and thanks a whole lot.
Just really on behalf of the city employees and myself, thank you for your service and your loyalty. That really, you know, instills in my mind that 33 years is a long time, and it just shows your loyalty and service to our city. So thank you so much.
You're welcome.
One of the people that is younger than Tracy's had service time. So you know that's a cool thing. Mr. Larry, you want to say?
The mayor's already covered it all for us.
What I want to do now is just kind of open the floor. I know Conwell's probably got some kind of memory, probably Mike and some of the, but any of you, we all got some kind of memory. Just make sure it's something that you can say and he can put on TV. Anyway, I'm going to let y'all, open the floor if somebody wants to say something. Sam, come on up here and say what you're telling RB. Come on, whatever story you're telling RB. Oh, okay. Anybody, now's your chance. Come on, Kelly, you got something to say.
Tracy. Let's see here, I came here in 1994, almost a decade after you arrived. I came to work on the day watch with Captain Potter and Lieutenant Gibson, Sergeant Hutchins, Officer Glass.
Yeah.
But shortly after that, once they figured out that I could walk and shoot bubble guns at the same time, I got put down on the evening watch with Captain Floyd Rutledge and Sergeant Tracy Johnson. And me and Tracy worked together on there for a long time. Over the years, we all got shoveled around a little bit and changed assignments. I think Tracy and I worked night watch together at one point. And of course, I got a lot of good stories about Tracy, and I'm sure he's got a couple about me. But we're not going to share those, but I will share a few things with you. If I had to pick two words to describe Tracy, and one might surprise you, one might not. The first one's honesty. Because Tracy is one of the most honest people I've ever met. What you see is what you got. The other one is dependability. In the way that matters to other policemen, and I can say this from working on the street with Tracy, when things went bad or, when you needed help, he was there. He wasn't standing off in the corner watching. He was beside you. And that counts a lot. Tracy, I was proud to work with you. Thank you.
Come on up here and say something.
Well, one of the things I guess really sticks out with Tracy has always been dependability, because being a police officer, you get shifted around, you get to do a lot of different things, and one of my earliest assignments was school resource officer. And one of the hardest things was to get officers to come in on their off time when at the time the school wasn't really paying all that much to have you do things, you know, off duty. But there was always one person I could call, and as long as I said please, he would come. So he always had my back on that, and you know, and no matter when I called, you know, I could always say, you know, I think I got Sergeant Johnston. I think I got him to come. If I say please to him, he'll make it. So one thing I want to say is, again, you know, very good job. It was wonderful working with you. We went through a lot of things together.
Wonderful.
So we won't talk about Kenton.
You want to say something, Brandon? You worked with him a long time.
I'll make it quick. It's been an honor working with you. Yeah. Look forward to seeing you around here. I will.
That was quick. Tracy, can you see these notes in these glasses? You ain't got to read it verbatim, but anybody else want to make a comment? Trudy's been around a long time. I'll let Tracy kind of tell you about this stuff.
Chief asked me notes about when I first started. When I first started here, besides the police department, we had, of course, the chief. We had one investigator. We had 3 shifts. They were 8-hour shifts. Each shift had a captain, a sergeant, and 4 patrolmen. And when I first started, we worked 8-hour shifts, 5 days a week for 3 weeks. We only worked 4 days, which meant the days would back up. And of course, we eventually went to 12-hour shifts. All the personnel, there was the records clerk and the court clerk. That was one and the same person, but it's different now. And we had 6 dispatchers, one per shift that were assigned to each shift. We had 2 reliefs, and then they did have a part-time relief if they needed a part-time to come in. See how many chiefs I worked up under. My first chief, the one that hired me, was Oswald Armour. Then it was Mike Head, Leland Payne, Jim Harrison, Ronnie Harris, Steve Bentley, Mike Turner, and present chief Keith Glass. Other shifts that we worked was doing the Summer Olympics. We did 10-hour shifts. When I started, there was only 6 vehicles. That's all we had. So we had to share the vehicles, which meant some of the vehicles ran 24 hours a day, 2 or 3 days in a row. On average, most cars lasted no more than 2 to 2.5 years. And about the time Mike Head became chief, they started allowing us to take home vehicles. And they kind of was really actually trying to see how that would work out. So they started with the supervisors, and as they realized it would work out, within 2 or 3 years, everybody that lived in the county had a take-home vehicle. When I first started, I had to buy my own pistol. It was a revolver. They would have me a revolver, so I had to bought my pistol. And during the mid-'80s, they started allowing us to carry 9mm autos. And then, about the time Jim Harris became chief, the city started buying us our own weapons. And that way, what they were trying to do is because with everybody buying their own weapon, nothing was really standard. Some were carrying 37, some were carrying 38s, etc. So they kind of standardized that way. Everybody was carrying the same thing, which was a good thing. course, we start off with the Glock 40. And I also started, we did not have radar. The city then decided to let us have radar about mid-80s. And when we had radar, we had 3 radar units, and we had to take them out of units and put them in the units, and those who were certified. So it went from car to car. And as they figured that that didn't work, they started allowing us to have more units, they started buying more radar units, so that we would stay in the car quicker. Also, we had our own jail. My first night I started policing, being that we had our own jail. Y'all remember Andy Griffin? I'm upstairs with Steve Bentley, who's my training officer, first evening. We're up in the dispatch room, and the front door opened. Now this is like 3 o'clock in the morning, and this guy's stuttering in. And he starts stuttering down the stairs. So Steve said, that's a little hard. Let's go downstairs. Go down there, go in the back. You have 2 cells that stay locked, but they had a long walkway. And in the back cell, no doors. And why don't we just come and wander in at night and then just go and you go down there, the dispatcher will call you in. You go in, you write out the ticket and the rest booking report. And checked on them every hour for the rest of the night. That's how it was back in 1981. So, but of course, county built the big jail. When they did that, they closed ours down.
Praise God.
Praise God. And of course, with our own jail, if they went to, now we have the probation. Someone gets charged in court, they go, they get probation, they don't get locked up down there. And back then, they didn't have this local probations and all that. So if a person come in, they got found guilty in court, they had 1 or 2 choices. They either paid the fine, or they went downstairs and they got locked up. And that's where they spent their time. Of course, we used them to help clean up the department and all that. Another thing I found out about that is when people were up there in front of the judge, they said, I ain't got the money, I can't pay this. And they said, you got 3 months. When you get downstairs and they're looking at that telephone behind your head, they come up with the money in about 30, 40 minutes.
How many people would be in court in those days?
Back then, about 30.
Now we have
About 150, 200 in the morning, about that many in the afternoon.
Anything else you want to say, now's the time to do it. The mayor's still here.
Well, I'm going to tell you it's kind of hard for me to leave. Because y'all been like family. So, but I have enjoyed my time. I really have. And I'm going to tell y'all something now. Those young officers, tell you, you don't know how good you have it now as far as the city and what you get and everything else. Y'all appreciate it. Because when I started, you didn't have what you got now. You had the bare essentials. Another thing I have actually seen is the training. You get very good training now. Very good training. And it's time to change since I started policing. I know the criminal element out there on the streets changed. You got new kind of crowd with the technology and all coming on. So, and it takes a lot more, I think, now to police than what it did when I would come along. As far as the training. When I started training, the academy was only 6 weeks long. That's it. And it's how long is it now? About
16 weeks.
16 weeks. That's it.
Just take the rest of the time. I think we're going to get until around 5. You'll have people coming and going, and certainly appreciate the mayor and city administrator and Councilman Bradley being here, and And a lot of the things that, you know, Tracy talks about we have that we didn't have, is because we've had the support of the mayor and the city council on stuff. And, you can't do it. Also, if you noted that list of chiefs, you know, if you divide that by 33 years and you take that I've been the chief for 12 years, and mother cats didn't get to hang around long. So whatever happened, happened. And how many were there?
Eight, 7 minus you.
About 3 years apiece.
So
Three and a half years apiece.
but that's, you know, that's also a lot to do with the support that we've received from our mayor and council and city administrator. So, and what you do, I mean, the agency has grown, and y'all have earned that kind of support. So never forget that. You know, every day you're out there doing your job, you're earning the support of the citizens and your governing body. Mr. May, you got anything else you want to say before we turn the movie back on?
No, I'm just, once again, you know, you guys are the unsung heroes that do the stuff nobody else wants to do. And, certainly can't have a city or a municipality without you guys. And I think, and I say it every time I go off and talk to other mayors and city council people, I felt we have one of the best police forces in the state of Georgia, and I really believe that. It's come a long way from when I was first elected. Like I say, I don't get any phone calls anymore. You know, back in the earlier days, when I started in 2000, it was still a little crazy out there. But we've gone through a lot. We've gone through the motorcycles and several other things. But you know, I just appreciate you guys doing what you do. Nobody tells you thank you enough, and we can't tell you thank you enough for what you guys have to do and tolerate every day out in just general life. So I appreciate you, Tracy. You know, you put up with it for 33 years, now you can go home and kick your shoes off. but thanks to everybody that works for the city of Monroe Police Department.
Yeah, I did want to say, I didn't think I nothing about this with Tracy. Tracy got assigned to me and evidence when I was running CID. Remember that when I first started here? Yeah. And it was like every day Tracy would be like, "Hey, Lieutenant, let me go out. And I'm like, "Tracy, you got to do evidence. And at one point in my career as an auto theft detective in Atlanta, we had some auto thefts. So I was like, you know what? Here you go, Tracy. Let me show you what to do on these. So she gave it to Tracy, and I'm thinking, you know, I probably would have never been able to solve these auto thefts. So I was like, here you go, Tracy, get him off my back, because he wanted to go out and do something investigative for us, instead of sitting back in the evidence room. And the reason I'm saying that, some people think, oh, Tracy's retired on duty, you know, he just does this and that, but he really wanted to get out and do this. So I'm like, here to keep him busy for a while. Here you go, Tracy. It was what, 2 days later, you done found the truck and got the perpetrator got one. And I was sitting there like, you know, how in the world did you do this, Tracy? And he did. He tracked that truck down in like 2 days, made the arrest, and got warrants on this guy. And I was like, Tracy, you my auto theft guy now. I just wanted to say that Tracy's a good guy. I consider him my brother. I've been to a lot of retirements. I got 6 more years and I'm going to be standing right here. Good going, Tracy.
We're here downtown Monroe for the big annual car show. This is Saturday, March the 15th. me a little bit about your MG.
Well, when I bought it, it had a Metropolitan motor in it. The boy I bought it from let the motor freeze up and bust. The motor split wide open in it, and I pulled that Metropolitan motor out of it. And I went and bought a wreck Buick. Well, it was a Chevy Monza, had a Buick motor and transmission in it. I slipped all the running gear out of it and put this Buick motor in this MG. It's a 1978 Buick motor, 231 V6 Buick, and a 350 automatic transmission.
I bet it'll move, won't it?
It will, it sure will. It come out of a Chevy Monza that was rolled down the road, tore up, rolled sideways down the highway.
How long did the conversion take?
Oh, many years. I worked on this thing for a long time.
That was an afternoon project for a lot of years.
That's right. And the carburetor breather on it, if you look at that, it's a gate pipe pad and a boiler cover that I modified, cut holes in the bottom of it for the air to go up through it, put a lawnmower filter in it, and it's made up from a gate pan and a big deep boiler cover. And the mufflers on it kept hitting the ground. I couldn't find no mufflers small enough to put mufflers on it to keep it quiet the sound down. I went to Tractor Supply and bought me 2 farm tractor mufflers and put them on it. And they worked out just perfect.
You've done a great job. Fabulous looking car here. And you've got this beautiful convertible Datsun.
Yes, I've had it 41 years. This is the second time I've restored it. It's got about 300 miles on this restoration.
Probably how many man hours do you have in it?
How many? 20 years, yes.
A lot of man hours. A lot of them. Well, you've really done a beautiful job on it.
Thank you. Off and on, it's hard to find parts for it.
I'm here with Ralph Peruse, and he's going to tell us about his Ferrari.
Yeah, it's a Ferrari, all right. This is a car I built basically from scratch. Started back in '85. I started with a 280Z, and basically they look quite similar to the Ferrari, the roof, structure, that type of thing. And just started taking it apart and putting it back together again with new parts. And every year or 2 or 3, I keep changing something else. The last thing was the rear end. It was making growling sounds out of the 280Z. And so I put a Ford 8.8 in the back with custom struts and large axles, CV axles and all that. And of course it's got a small block Chevy up front. So it's kind of a sports car hot rod. And it looks a lot like a GTO Ferrari, but we can't afford that. You know, that's $33 million.
but it's fun to impress people, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Of course, we car nuts love to do things like that, impress others. Occasionally fib, oh yeah, that's the real thing, but you know, you can't do that with a bunch of car nuts. You got to tell it the way it is.
Do you have any other plans for this car, or are you about through making it into a different car?
Knowing me, crazy me, I'm really thinking about putting another engine in it, even though this is very nice, about 300 horse. I have a Gale Banks twin turbocharged Chevrolet back at the house in my basement. And I'm thinking of putting that in there. That has about 600 horsepower at 8 pounds boost and maybe 1,000 at 12. So that could be interesting. The rear end's ready. The transmission, I'd have to use a different one. We have a Doug Nash for that. It's got really neat wire wheels. It's 72 spoke duplicates of the Barani wheels that were originally on the 250 GTO Ferrari. But it's, you know, it's got to be a thing of love. I don't know whether I own it or it owns me, but whatever it is, I'm having fun with it. And these car shows are great. You can kind of show off all your things that you do, and sometimes they're crazy. But I've got a lift at home so that I can put the car up and lift and work on it. Otherwise, at my age, you'd never be able to do something like that. Anyway, that's kind of the story with the car. It is a beautiful car, and it really looks like a Ferrari GTO.
Well, I tell you, you had me fooled on it. It does look like a Ferrari, and I think you'd really have to know your cars to say it's not. You've got very close in the details on it.
Well, thank you. That's what I tried to do, but you know, it's also a hell of a hot rod. It may be a sports car hot rod, but it's a hot rod. And it'll run down the strip, too.
Have you ever gone down drag strip?
Not with this. With the Corvette I have, and I've done track days at Road Atlanta too, and autocross with that. But not this. This is pretty much have fun around the street, you know, that type of thing. It doesn't have a racing suspension in, although it's very strong for the road. So, you know, it's fun to drive. It's fun to be in. It's fun to go around corners. It's fun to get on the throttle.
Well, Ralph, thank you for telling us about your car, and wish you the best.
Thank you, Paul. I appreciate you coming and doing this.
And here are some miniature dragsters. They actually drag these out on the strip, I think up there at Commerce. And we started one a little bit ago, and it was really loud. But they will move on, and I can't remember what the age is, but I think it's from about 12 to 14 or 16 is the age of the drivers. I see some drag racers here. Do you race up at Commerce?
Yes, sir.
And about how long have you been racing?
I've been racing for 5 years.
And what are the speeds these dragsters get up to?
About 85 miles an hour.
And if it's all right, can I ask your ages?
Well, I'm 13. She's also.
Okay, so 13, and you're doing 85 miles an hour down the strip. A lot of fun, I bet.
Yes, sir.
Well, are you going to go to the big racers later?
Yes, sir. Already got a car.
Wow, that's good. 13 and got a car already. Well, that is great. Is there anything else you'd like to say about drag racing?
We're actually looking for a bunch of kids out there, and we've also got new sponsors coming on this year, Royal Purple. We want to thank them very much out of Texas. We're out here representing y'all. So.
If anybody was interested, is there a phone number or a website that they could go to?
Yes, sir. There are multiple. You could go on to juniordragracingleague.com, or you could also go on to Atlanta Drag Race or Atlanta Dragway, because they got a bunch of info.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. You can get into one of these dragsters for probably $5,500 up to about $12,000. So, you know, if whether you buy a new one or a used one, it's a fairly inexpensive sport to get into.
Wait. How much the tires?
If your car or truck has not been judged, please come over here to my trailer at this time. Tickets for door prizes, $9.39, $8.26, $7.99.
We're out here at the 9th annual Classic Car Show in downtown Monroe. We have over 220 cars here today. Biggest car show we've ever had, and beautiful cars. Come on down, we're having a great time. It goes until 4 p.m. and we'll do this every March. So next year's gonna be the 10th annual. Look forward to that. We've got food vendors, we have car accessory vendors, and lots of beautiful cars from all over the state of Georgia. If you want to be involved in the 10th annual car show next March in 2015, you can call our downtown development office at 770-266-5331 or visit our website at monroedowntown.com.
Hi, and welcome to this week's edition of The Health Story. My name is Dee Dee Harris. I am the Executive Director of Walton Wellness, a nonprofit located here in Walton County dedicated to the prevention of lifestyle-related chronic illness. Each time I come to you, I like to bring you some type of information I hope is helpful for you or someone you love on your health journey, or bring you some kind of resource or something. And today I'm going to talk about what is on my mind, which is on all of your minds, I am sure, but we are all sick of the cold. We are sick of winter. We're not used to having such a winter. As a matter of fact, I was just having a conversation with one of my friends as I was leaving the gym the other morning, and she said, you know, I've never really hated winter before, but I feel that way this year. And I said, that's because we've never had winter before. We don't typically have this many cold days for this long. So all of us are getting a little stir crazy. Someone else told me that the tourism rate in Florida is up like over 60% what it would normally be at this time, because not just us, but everyone all over the country has been hit so hard by the winter. And with winter and cold, we know also comes a lot of colds and sicknesses, and obviously the flu and those kind of things. Hopefully you've weathered well with being able to keep your family as healthy as possible through the cold. But as it continues, we need to remember to still take care of all of those precautions throughout the winter while it's still kind of germy season. And now, on top of it being cold, we are also starting to see some of that pollen coming in, which affects so many of us with getting the allergic reactions and all of the stuff that happens once the pollen starts coming in. So with all of this cold and being stuck inside, one of the things that I wanted to talk about a little bit was just how can you still be active? How can you still be moving? You know, if you don't belong to a gym, or you don't have a treadmill at your house, or some way of exercising indoors, it's hard to be able to get outside. We had one beautiful day last weekend, and hopefully you were able to enjoy it. But when you just have one day over a course of several weeks, it makes it very difficult to be as active as you would like. So I'm just going to reiterate some tips that we've talked about before, and I've mentioned on the show about how to incorporate just in your daily life some more activity that gets you moving. Remember, it is not good for you to sit more than 2 hours consecutively. So really what they recommend is every hour that you sit is to get up and move around for about 10 minutes. Whether you're stretching or just walking around, just get the blood circulating. So if you have a job that keeps you sitting down, you need to really make sure to consciously think about getting up away from that computer, away from that desk, at least every hour, and just move around. So that's just one way of just very easily just moving, basically. You're not even jogging in place or anything. Also, we've talked about before, and it's an easy way to incorporate some exercise. Even when it's cold, we still have to get to the grocery store, we still have to do those things, and we still have to walk across cold, windy parking lots. So you can help yourself get a little bit warmer on your walk to the store, as well as put a little bit more activity in your day if you park further away from the door. Choose one of those, don't drive around the parking lot 4 or 5 times trying to look for the closest parking spot. Even on those really cold, windy days, look for a parking spot that's a little bit further. You'll get a little bit of extra exercise in your day, and it'll also help you warm up by the time you get into the store if you walk a little bit fast, as you probably will, wanting to get out of the cold. So those are just some simple ways of remembering that it is still important, even though we can't get outside maybe and do some of the activities that we like to do, go for a walk, run, gardening, all of those things that are just around the corner for us, and we can't wait to get here. It's still important to try to move and to just be active, even if you're not exercising or working out per se, but still just moving is so important for your body in so many different ways, your body systems, your muscles, your bones. It's just really important that you move, even though it's so tempting when it's cold and we're stuck inside to just sit down and sit so much. So I hope these are helpful tips for you. I also hope that maybe the next time I come to you, it's a little bit warmer outside and that we will be seeing spring right around the corner, so that we can then talk about those fun things we can go outside and do and be a part of. As always, if you'd like some more information, we'd love for you to check us out on the web. It's waltonwellness.org. You'll find all kinds of great tools and information there that will help you. And also you'll find all of our contact information. So if you have a question or want more information about something, you can find us there. Have a wonderful week and stay warm. Thanks for watching.
Hello Walton County, this is Kevin Littlewood, Chairman's Report on Channel 16, Walton Entertainment. As I have for the last year or so, I've used a Walton County map to explain some things that was going on in the county, and now what I'm going to do is give you some updates about what we have out there and some potential new projects or new sites that's going on. Right now, Hard Labor Creek Reservoir, as I've talked about, is down here in the southeast corner, just north of Social Circle. The dam is underway off of, you can see it from Brown and Shoals Road. They're doing blasting the spillway down and building the runaround for the dam there. That is well underway in construction. And if you go down Social Circle Fairplay Road now, you can see where the road has been realigned and it comes across low. You can't get on the road yet, but it's going to be closed here pretty soon. They've built a bridge down, it's going to be 750 feet long. It's going to really be something to see once we get it open. Also, Mount Perrin Road, they're raising that a culvert there 15 to 18 feet. That road is currently closed. But Hard Labor Creek is scheduled to be online in late 16 or early 17 to be able to produce water. We are currently working with Social Circle right now as a possibility to run some raw water down to the Social Circle treatment facility and then distribute water throughout the county from there, rather than initially having to build the brand new water treatment facility, which would be $50 to $60 million, and that would be something that could still be programmed long range, but we could actually be producing water if we partner with Social Circle, which is something that we are currently in negotiations and working with, getting some plans to see how that works out. Walnut Grove out off of 138, we're in the process. We've got all the permits on getting the sewer done out there, and what we're doing is the parkway will have sewer. We have some spraying fields down just to the right of 138 outside of Walnut Grove, and that's going to be an economic opportunity for Walton County as well as Walnut Grove, possibly for grocery stores, some fast foods and such as that out that way in that corridor out through there. The Charlotte Rowell, as I talked about last, off of 138, it's close to being completed. We'll be at the end of March, 1st of April. We'll have a ribbon cutting out there. It's going to open up some traffic up to the north part of town off of Highway 11, tying you back into the economic corner out where Walmart and Liberty First Bank and Tractor Supply and Chick-fil-A are. That's going to be an opportunity. I think you'll probably see some type of box retail along that as it goes in because of the amount of cars traveling through there. So got a lot of things going on right here on the Unicia Drive. You'll see that Hitachi is expanding. 250 jobs coming to Walton County in July. That's exciting. That's exciting for us to be having that. Tucker Door, they're looking at an expansion down there. And so I don't know exactly how many jobs they're going to have, but so things are looking well. We're working 2 projects where the old Angel Food building is and around into the industrial park. People are looking at land there, and so there's some opportunities there for the county, and for people looking for work, there'll be a lot of opportunities. Also, the Monroe truck route bypass, whatever it's been called down through the years, I talked with Todd Long with Georgia DOT this past week. The right-of-way is programmed for fiscal year 2017, and the construction is for fiscal year 2018. So, you know, that's just right around the corner now, because we're in fiscal year 2015 starting basically now. And so it's calendar year 14, but really fiscal year 15. So that will be a much needed to get a lot of the truck traffic out from downtown Monroe, and it'll enable those trucks to go around the outside of town and maneuver back up 78 to Highway 11 North, which will enhance your abilities to come downtown and visit with your merchants downtown, or eat downtown, or whatever. But I think it'll enhance the city of Monroe. So we got a lot of things going on countywide, and look forward to talking to you again and updating you on what's going on. If you ever have any questions, give me a call at 770-267-1316. Thank you.
Hey, my name is Dr. April Mitchell, and I'm a veterinarian at the Monroe Veterinary Clinic. And today I'd like to talk to you guys about our annual Spring Fling, which is going to be held April 6th from 12 to 3 at the Monroe Veterinary Clinic. And this year we are donating all proceeds to our campaign to help spay and neuter the feral cats of downtown Monroe. As a lot of you who have been in Monroe know, there are a large number of feral cats that live in the downtown area. So our plan is to raise some money, set traps, humane traps, catch the cats, and spay and neuter them, tip their ears, and then release them. So as you go through town, you may see these little donation jars, and we really would appreciate the community's help in this matter, because this is truly a community problem. These cats can reproduce really rapidly, and it does drain the wildlife, and if we could spay and neuter them, it would kind of stabilize that colony to where they're not able to reproduce as rapidly at all, and prevent a lot of disease and wildlife desecration. So if anyone would be interested in donating, we'd love to have that, and we'd also love for the community to come out and have a good time with us on that Sunday afternoon. We're going to have pony rides and games for the children. We're going to have a lot of different displays set up, and game and door prizes available, and there's going to be free lunch for anyone that wants to come participate. So we would love to see everybody out at the clinic, and our address is 823 East Spring Street, and it's going to be a fun day for everybody, and it's for a great cause for our community. Thank you.
Well, it's not even springtime yet, and we're already starting to get in the kittens and the puppies. So maybe if you're looking to adopt, this is the great place to come. All spring and summer long, we'll be getting in litters of puppies just like these, and kitten after kitten after kitten. So if you want to adopt, come down here. But if you don't want to adopt and you have a pet already, get them spayed and neutered. We can find homes for a lot of them, but really when too many come in, we just can't find enough homes for them in that short of a time. So it's really essential that you get your dog spayed and neutered. There's plenty of places nowadays that do it for a discounted price. Paradox Spay Neuter Clinic is right here in Walton County, and they do it for around $65, $75. So really no excuse to not have it done, because there's just no reason for all these puppies that are unwanted to come into the shelter. So again, we're going to show you some of the dogs and cats that are here if you're looking to adopt. But if you've got a pet at home that's not fixed, take them today and get them spayed and neutered. There's no reason for them to have to come and sit in the pound.
Hello, this is Tony the Tiger. He's a domestic short hair, needs to be neutered, about 2 years old, and he likes loving and is looking for a good home.
Chihuahua mixed male, not neutered, looking for a good home, probably about 2-3 years old.
Got here a really happy and really excited little terrier. His name is Maxwell. He came in as a stray, and so he's looking for a home, but obviously a real good-natured dog, and not too big, will fit perfectly in a small house and love to play with some kids.
All right, we have a female mixed breed. She's about 8 to 10 months old. She's not fixed.
She'll need to get fixed. She's a real sweet dog. Her name is Ruthie. I also wanted to let everybody know that it's been about a year since our new ordinance has gone into effect. And to know what the new ordinances are, you need to go to either waltonpets.net or to the county website, and you can check to see all the changes that we've had.
Hey puppy. This right here is a little sweetie, female pit mix, and she just is such a great little pet. Look at that. If you're interested, come and get her.
Mix male, probably about 3 months old, looking for a good home.
Hello, my name is Anita Peters with Peters Realty Professionals in Loganville, Georgia, and I have some beautiful homes to share with you today. Information deemed reliable but not guaranteed. Some of the featured homes are HUD properties, and any registered HUD agent can show and sell you a HUD home. Thanks so much for watching.
We want to thank our sponsors, Creative Artists Video Production, for all of your video needs. Snellville Heating and Air, serving Monroe and Walton County since 1988 for all of your heating and cooling needs. And Creative Signs. No sign is too large or too small for Creative Signs.